Danger lurks behind every corner, Brainiacs. From vending machine accidents to lawnmower incidents to constipation-related complications, thousands of people are lost to bizarre circumstances every single day. Some emergencies are more common than others, though, and trust us when we say a little preparedness can go a long way. In this video, we'll tackle some of the more dangerous situations you might find yourself in and what you can do to get out of them alive. Make sure you watch till the end to find out how just one trusty condom can help keep you alive in the wilderness. When confronted with life-threatening situations like, "Oh my god, my bedroom is on fire," or "Oops, I fell on a knife and now things are looking pretty grim," it's easy to get hysterical and lose focus. Especially if you don't know what to do. And losing focus is not something you want to do in a life or death situation. So listen close and take notes as we rattle off a couple survival facts that could one day save your life. We all love greasy food like French fries and bacon, but have you ever had to tackle a grease fire? Your uninformed, logical, immediate reaction may be to put it out using water. After all, water is the opposite of fire, right? Your instincts would be correct if you were dealing with a wood fire, but this is an oil fire, and water should be the last thing you try to put it out with. Water and oil don't mix well, causing heated oil to sputter, spreading the fire even more. Electric fires are even worse. Pokemon experts among you should know that water types are weak against electric types, and real life is basically identical to fictional. As with grease fires, a water-based response will only cause the flames to spread further, with the added consequence of conducting the electricity further and making things even more dangerous. The solution? Make sure you have foam, dry powder, or carbon dioxide fire extinguishers in your home at all times. If you're getting to this video a little late and there's already an inferno raging in your kitchen, run to the pantry and see if you can find some baking soda. It's a decent alternative and can help put out the fires in a pinch. And if you can't put out the fires and are forced to escape, make sure you stay low to the ground. Most fire-related injuries are related to smoke inhalation, not to the fire itself. And since smoke rises, the ground is the safest place to be. You may be all cocky now that you know how to tackle a cooking-related incident, but be careful because eating isn't much safer. Choking is the world's fourth most likely method of unintentional injury behind car crash, poisoning, and falling down. In 2015, over 5,000 people suffered from a choking-related injury in the US alone. Surviving a choking-related incident is easy enough if there's someone else with you. After all, who hasn't heard of the Heimlich maneuver? But what do you do if you're all alone? Well, believe it or not, there is a way to perform the Heimlich maneuver on yourself. It's really simple, too. All you have to do is make a fist with one hand and place it between your belly button and rib cage. Then, holding your fist with your other hand, push it upwards into this area hard and fast, and keep doing it until the food becomes dislodged. Easy enough, right? Oh, and speaking of car crashes, those of you with many enemies may be interested to know that we've managed to locate an effective procedure for what to do if somebody cuts your brakes. Want to hear it? Rule number 1. As always, when it comes to survival, don't panic. Panic causes people to do stupid things, like keep their foot pressed down on the accelerator. A clear head is the most important tool at your disposal. After gathering yourself, you'll want to buckle your seatbelt if you haven't already, turn on your emergency lights, and blare the horn. Just because you can't slow down doesn't mean other people can't get out of the way. Finally, swerving on the road should help reduce your speed and hopefully bring you to a complete stop before calamity ensues. Should the worst happen and you wind up getting into a crash with something pointy sticking out of your collarbone, for the love of God, don't take it out. While action movies teach us to remove items that have impaled us, fiddling with stabby objects is basically the worst thing you can do, since removing them results in an open wound and increases your chance of bleeding out or infection. What you should really do is leave the objects and wait for the emergency services to handle the rest. If you've already made the mistake of removing the object without a first aid kit on hand, then just try to get your hands on something absorbent, like a sanitary napkin. They're small and compact and can do a great job staunching blood flow while waiting for emergency help. When it comes to survival, though, an ounce of preparation is worth a pound of cure. After all, you won't need to crawl towards the exit of your burning house if you never set your house on fire in the first place. So here are a couple quick survival tips that can stop you from having to get into survival mode to begin with. First of all, if you're in a crowded place, for the love of God, take notice of the exits and try to stay close to them if possible. Should something go wrong, making a swift and timely move to an exit can be the difference between escape and getting trapped in a tough situation. When going on a hike or a trip, always tell people where you're going and bring a signaling mirror or whistle. Getting lost or stranded isn't so bad if people know where to look for you, and the mirror and whistle can help speed up your retrieval. If you do get lost for a while, do everything you can to stay warm and dry. Hypothermia is very dangerous and can set in quicker than you think. Remember, it's easier to stay dry than get wet. An important aspect of preparedness is bringing the right equipment with you. Ideally, you want something lightweight and versatile, like a trusty Swiss Army knife, but there are a ton of different items that fit this mold that aren't so obvious. Take a harmonica, for example. You probably know it as a somewhat dated musical instrument, and that it is. But if you're stranded, playing music can help keep your spirits high and might even attract other wanderers to your location. That's the least of its practical applications, though. The shiny reflective surfaces can be used as a signaling mirror. Its metal covers can be sharpened into a knife or sandwiched on top of a broken finger and bound to make a metal splint. Heck, it can even be used as a bottle opener for when you've been successfully rescued and want to celebrate with a fine beverage. When it comes to survival, you should never leave home without your harmonica. Strong antihistamines are also a must. You might think that you know your allergies inside and out, but nature is full of surprises. The last thing you want to suffer while out in the wilderness is an allergic reaction, and antihistamines can buy you some much-needed time should the worst occur. Oh, and remember the humble condom? This pocket-sized contraceptive device is a must in low-budget survival kits. One condom can hold up to 2 liters of water, and once filled up with water, it can be used as a magnifying glass with sunlight to help start a fire. All the more reason to never leave home without one. Overall, the best survival tip is to be mentally prepared for anything, and to research specific survival tips for any dangerous activity you may embark upon. But should the shit hit the fan, we're hoping some of these tips in the video might just save your life. Thanks for watching. Till next time, Brainiacs.